Okay. So basically, I just wanted to do a reaction, kind of a reaction video. I'm not using any of her video footage, but I'm gonna just do a audio reaction video on what I thought about what I saw. So this is for all the natural hair people, and this is a reaction to the Twisting Tuesday how to clean your scalp with braids. So first thing is the title was a little misleading because I'm like, or I just wasn't processing it properly, like how to cleanse your scalp with braids. It was more about how to clean your scalp with how to do an oil clean. Uh, so I'm basically just going to go over some of the things that she talked about. I'm going to talk about the research that I did based on kind of the argument that started between her and Gina, the Gina Pearl's argument, and some of the questions that she had, like the problem with black women isn't the money, with the hairstyle, so something else. What really is the problem? And just different things that she was talking about. So the first thing is she was saying that most people don't know about cleaning your scalp with oil. And I'm like, well, you kind of, those people are kind of a little bit late because cleaning your scalp with oil has kind of been around for a minute. I mean, that's basically what, I guess why my hair is the way that it is right now. Because it's been a while since I've actually just scrubbed it with soap and water. And as you can see, like my scalp isn't dirty, my hair isn't dirty, I don't have any flakes or anything. So that technique's been around for a minute. So the next thing she was talking about is, well, basically her people were asking her like, um, in our live chat, were asking her, well, if one side of your hair is longer than the other, then will the other side grow? And she's basically saying that it's not really possible unless you're superhuman. Well, some people are superhuman. And the thing is, she was saying that, well, unless one side stops growing, then and the other side continues to grow. That's not really happens. So yes, that is possible, and it's very much known that a lot of people say, "Oh, one side of my hair." You hear all the older ladies say, "One side of my hair is growing longer than the other. This one side is always a little bit shorter." So that that is actually pretty possible, and actually that happened to my hair because after the beautician that I went to, supposedly the beautician who did Lil Wayne's hair, that I went to butchered like the right side of my hair. I've just been letting my hair grow out, and that side has caught up with the other side, and it seems like it kind of evened out. So I don't know, but it's fine with me. So then she's saying that, I'm reading off of the paper right now. You need to research, do critical thinking, so these people won't be able to play you like Gina with the curls. And I'm like, okay, I did my research and I'm gonna go into that later. But the main thing that I want to say about Doll, I'm just gonna call her Doll, is that I'm really concerned about the Dharma roll technique that you're going to be using for your hair because I don't think that that's a safe technique. And I did see other YouTubers using this technique, but I don't think it's a safe technique because you're puncturing, these small wounds into your scalp, which is essentially connected to your brain. And most of this is done by dermatologists and it's just not safe. So I looked up some of the paper. I looked up some things about it, and I know that I'm right. First of all, pretty much that it's not safe, but yeah, it involves. It says a dermal roll involves needles that pierce the skin using equipment that is not well made. Is a health risk. So how do you know that the one that you're using is well made? Now that is your business, but and then how to use one. How to use one is just like you're clearly not doing this whenever you're doing it because you're doing it on live and you're showing us you're rolling it and stuff. It can't be safe. It says how to use and let me. This is from the how do derma rolls work. So basically, and it says to remove the derma roll from its container, spray it with alcohol solution and wash with warm water to sterilize. So you have to sterilize it before you're doing it. Are you doing that? Like, I'm just making sure. Prepare the skin for treatment with an antiseptic or a saline wash. Do you need to do this for your scalp? I mean, I'm just making sure because I love the hair community and, I started kind of late, but I've always, wanted to get into it. It's been my thing. Yes, this is my real hair besides these braids right here. So it says, I mean, it's all these things that you have to do basically to just sterilize it. Use the ice pack after treatment if you experience pain. You're not even supposed to put ice really directly on your head, so I don't know how. I don't know. I just feel like it's not a safe technique. And then she's saying, well, she was asking the white lady, excuse me, Gina, you know, tell me the difference. Why do basically black women have more curls? What's the difference? And I'm like, well, why do you expect this lady to tell you information? Like you're kind of asking her to educate you a little bit. Like, what's the big deal? Let the woman do what she's doing. And you do what you're doing. I feel like you could say, I disagree with what you're doing. I think you could voice your opinion out about it. But I don't think that you should just like kind of go on a rant with each other. I mean, it is entertaining, I'll listen to it, but I don't know. And I read this. It basically says that cysteine, right here it says the cysteine amino acids can bond with other cysteine further down the hair shaft, contributing to curling of the hair between the bonds. Curly hair has more of these bonds referred to as disulfide, which she mentioned in the video bonds, than straight hair because the follicle shape and angle allows different regions of the hair to come closer together, making these bonds easier to form. So, but there's a lot of different answers why hair is curly based on how the follicle is shaped. I mean, if you want to get more into like the chemical makeup, one has more keratin and things like that. I wrote a whole. I looked up. Collagen is a protein made up of amino acids. Collagen provides structure. It is the main component to connect the tissues. Collagen allows the follicles to remain at the base of the scalp by utilizing the amino acids, the elements, and nutrition needed to accelerate proper function. So then proline is one of those amino acids that helps to create the collagen. Its main function is to help make collagen that will repair skin damage and maintain its structure. It also helps repair hair from free radicals. This helps increase hair volume by strengthening the hair follicles. While that's going on, a structural protein named keratin is being created. Keratin is the dead cells packed into a structure called fibrose proteins. Hence the word fiber, your hair is a fiber. Now, free radicals is important to know for all you natural people because right here I wrote Free radicals are oxygen containing molecules with an uneven number of electrons, which allows them to react with other molecules, causing a large chemical reaction that causes oxidation. So basically, not enough antioxidants, which is what these free radicals are basically causing. When you have the free radicals, there's not enough antioxidants, depending on how many free radicals there are, which can lead to disease, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, and things like that. Now, causes for this, now some of it's natural when you exercise and when you do different things, your body excretes the toxins and things like that. So that in that way, some free radicals are released. Also, the ozone layer, pesticides, cleaners, radiation, pollution, not eating healthy, all those things can be an issue. Free radicals also can, be an issue because you have stress, you have a poor diet, you're using chemicals, you have a lot of chemical buildup from hair colors and shampoos, which this can also cause grain. Now, don't go out there trying to buy collagen and because you got to know how much, you need to know how much is already in your body, basically. Everybody's body is different because too much collagen can affect the organs and it can affect you in a bad way as well. So now let's get to the more interesting stuff. Now she's like she says she's a guru. I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, I have seen quite a few of her videos, but I don't know. I would like to see more of what she was talking about her past. When she had longer hair, where she could show those pictures. I think that would be pretty interesting. That'd be cool. But she was saying like that y'all not washing your hair for a long time and using butters. That's why this stuff is major key. So I don't know if she's talking about overall her videos. That's why it's important. I don't really know what exactly is important. And like, do you know people who haven't washed their hair for a long time? How can you educate somebody on something that you haven't probably done yourself? I guess you witness people, but like I said, I haven't washed my hair in a minute. I mean, it's been almost a year, and my scalp is pretty nice. I don't have any flakes. I don't have anything like that going on. So I'm working on these little edges right here, but everywhere else, like you can't even almost see my scalp. So back to what I was going to say. It's like, oh, she said, if you've been putting petroleum on your scalp and your hair is shoulder length, you are a woman who can have hair to your knees. So my question is, okay, well, if that's true, then where are the women who haven't been putting petroleum in their hair? Why aren't their hair? Why isn't their hair knee length? I understand you're saying the potential. Have, I mean, have you been putting petroleum in your hair? That's not necessarily true, but I do admire the fact that you are encouraging people to grow their hair knee length and believing in that. That's awesome. But uh, so the fact that she was attacking Gina, I'm not. Excuse me if that word was too harsh, but because they were both going at it. My question is, why aren't you more so preaching to the women in the natural hair community about why they're getting this? And in a sense, you were, but you were really going in on Gina. And I think that the issue is that Gina found a gap and she saw our weakness in the fact that we are so judgmental on each other, and especially on each other's hair pattern. As soon as you straighten your hair, the curl pattern changes. Of course, when you put your hair in a stretched state, you're changing your hair pattern to an extent. I mean, it's stretched out. It's not how it would naturally be. So it's like you blow dry your hair. You kind of changed and altered the curl pattern. People are being too crucial on people about changing their curl pattern over things that are kind of basic. Combing it, blow drying it, pressing it out. Okay? Like you really can't have any fun with your hair. I mean, it's y'all kind of obsessed over it always being in the wash and go state, and that's not completely. That's not my goal. That's not my goal at all. I grew natural hair because I wanted my hair to be longer. That's number one. I wanted my hair to be thicker. My hair was already thick. I wanted it to be healthier. I'm not saying optimal health, but honestly, the main reason was for length. I don't want it to be thin, but I want length, and I want it to be healthier than the thought of a perm in my mind. So I understand the battle that you went through with Gina. On the other hand, I think that we're putting a little bit too much pressure on the wash and go state of hair. And I think also that the women who stick to that though is good. If we keep them, that's good. It's okay to have some that are going to alter their hair in smaller ways than getting a perm or a relaxer. Now, you'll probably argue with me and say that, well, eventually it's going to look like it pretty much got a perm or relaxer. But I don't know. I disagree at this point about that. So we'll see because the hair does have some type of memory in it. And I believe that, in my opinion, because I'm not an expert, and that it will eventually revert back. Maybe not all the way, but for the most part, it's going to revert back. That is an opinion. We will have to see. Well, I will see. I will see with my own hands. So I think that's one reason. She saw that gap, and women are like, "Oh, well, I'll go get me a curly perm," and so then it'll look like I'm wearing my curls. I'm doing the wash and go. Nobody can judge me, but it's artificial curls. It's not your real thing. So, you might as well have just pressed your hair. Or you could have just threw some rollers in there. So I do agree with her. I think it was being a little bit lazy on the natural hair community side. But I think Gina just saw the gap. So we need to bring our natural girls back to us. So the other thing she was saying is the problem with black women is not the money with the hairstylist. It's something else. And I love that question from you. That was like one of the best questions. You know, can I get a check for giving you this answer? No, let me stop. Um, You know what? It really is something that we've continued to talk about, and people have talked about in the chat room or your chat room. I don't know what my chat room's looking like, but and one of the things is attitude. It really is the attitude. Like in your chat room, I heard it was a female. She asked about something. What was it that she asked about? She said, I think like how often should she use the derma roller for her hair? And you said, well, it's different for everybody. Like for my hair, it's whatever. And then you kind of like brushed her off. Like you didn't really answer her. You know, you didn't say, well, talk to me after the chat. You know, email me and we can kind of go over your routine and what you're doing, and then maybe I can kind of suggest, you know, the time periods that you should be doing it. You were kind of just like talking about the way you're gonna do it, how it works for you, and then you kind of like just dismissed it, and then you kind of went on happy about what you were doing outside of that conversation. And I think like those small things is what kind of draws people away from, you know, gurus or people, not necessarily gurus, because some of these gurus are undercover and they haven't even been discovered yet. So, and they don't get any play because they have a small amount of views and everything is so saturated. But the good thing about people with small views is that you need to watch them because there's probably something new that these people are telling you. Everything's not old because you gonna mess around and catch you a new guru in there. Now, I love the ones that are already out, but they even need to work with the new gurus or the old school gurus, the underground gurus, to help them in their experiences. Now, most of it's attitude. Most of it's attitude, and I wrote down selective discrimination. Now, I could tell you a whole hair story about when I went to the hairstylist, and I have a video that talks about hair tips, and I renamed it to Hair Tips for 2021 because that was based on my experience, and that is why I encourage people to start detangling their hair before they go to the beauty shop, which I've seen people incorporate that now. But that video has like not that many views, but that was one of the most important videos to me. It was one of my first videos, you know, the top 10 first videos, and that's why I retitled it because I noticed that detangling was an issue. And I think that it was a good idea that Afro King kind of called Doll out because, you know, and I think that even in that instance, she got so upset that, you know, maybe she just said, I kind of see what you're saying. I totally didn't know that it looked like that, but it didn't seem like that's how I was doing it. And that's kind of what she was saying. But then sometimes she's like, well, my husband likes me with my attitude, and I get it because some people are gonna love you unconditionally no matter what. They know you, they know how you are. That there's nothing you can really do because they've accepted you 100%. That's gonna be wrong. But on the other hand, when you're dealing with clients and customers and people who are drawn to you for maybe the skills that you can offer, I feel like you need to have like a different approach. You have to just, you know, of course it could be all hood, girl, you know what I'm saying? You know, but when you are talking to your clients, you kind of need to break out of that character and get back into that professionalism. I feel like that is extremely, extremely important. Processing a lot here right now for me. Now go back to the selective discrimination. I can go to now. This is what they do. They in the beauty shop. They schedule the appointment. Now I'm talking to you. I call you. Hello. Yes, I haven't had my natural hair done in like 5 years at a beauty salon. You know, I'm interested. I heard you were a natural salon, you know, in business. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, she says a little piece in the beginning, not really giving me too many instructions. The main instructions are that you need to come. Basically, you have to come on this day. If you don't come on this day, then I'm going to charge you anyway, because whatever. They got that part down. If you don't come, you can still be charged. Okay, I got that. To me, that's kind of like, make sure you say that real gingerly because it does sound a little bit aggressive. I get it, but it's really how you say it. Like, I do have a policy, and the policy is, you know, try to be here, make sure that you're here because we do charges if the client doesn't show up, and I wouldn't want that to happen to you. And I think this is a good opportunity for us both to get to know each other. And I really want to work with your hair. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And I want to continue to have a relationship, even if that does happen. But I wouldn't want to wish that upon. Try to call me in advance if you can't make it. This is the time period that you can call me. So if anything happens, just call me and let me know. I feel like it's just the way that you say it. I call it the white girl magic. Now let me stop. But back to the selective discrimination. So I get into, yeah, you have to use that white girl magic when it comes to customer service. So I get into the beauty shop and she asked me, "Did you detangle your hair?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I finger detangled my hair." Okay, you finger detangled your hair. So basically, you didn't detangle your hair. And I'm like, I thought this was a natural beauty shop. Like, why is she saying that? Like, oh, that's a sign that she about to go in on you. Like, okay, just tell me, you know what? I don't know if this appointment is gonna work out today. It's gonna take me a little more time. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to cancel a beautician's chance of one client or another person coming in. But it's just like, I see you do the other lady's hair in front of me. She's here with her mom. She do a beautiful job. I don't see no hair on the brush. I don't see no hair on the floor. I'm like, is this a setup? Because she had rollers in when I got here and it just looked so good. Okay, dang. But now there's nobody left in here and I'm the only one in here. So she's doing my hair. I guess her brother comes in. She's doing my hair. It's all right. The right side is good. Not much hair is coming out. But as soon as her brother left and I was in there by myself, I mean, she just started yanking out like she had a vendetta against me. Like, is that even the right word to use? Anyway, so yeah, it was just like, and then I tried to talk to her. Like when she was combing my hair to her, so that's why I related with. I'm not sure. I'm calling him Afro King. That's why I related to him when he got a little upset about that video because I was like so hurt when this lady detangled my hair the way she detangled my hair. I saw her work. Her work was beautiful. Like the braids that she did was beautiful. But first of all, when I told her I hadn't gotten my hair done in 5 years, like at a natural hair salon, I haven't been in a salon in a while, and she was like, "Oh, okay, well, thank you for coming." And it was just rude. It was just like to me, it was rude. It was like, "Okay, what you want from me? Like you showed up. What you want me to say? Like, oh, should we have a party and celebrate?" I mean, not really, but you should make it kind of like a special situation, like, oh wow. Is that right? Like, just engage a little better. Like, well, I'm delighted that you came here. I hope this experience is gonna be really good for you. I mean, it's always nice to get another customer. I'm in it for the long term. Just engage more friendly. So I think that's why I call it selective discrimination. And then like I felt like because I looked younger, my hair was a certain way. I mean, not that many people were there. I feel like she wouldn't do her daughter's hair like that. Because I saw her daughter had natural hair, but I don't know. And then I was like, I gave her the benefit of the doubt and I came back. She was like, oh, she came back. And I'm like, okay, so there's been a conversation. And, well, why'd she come back? I'm just trying to give you another chance. Maybe you learn how to detangle better. I don't know. And so, I mean, she's taking pictures of me while I'm under the dryer. And I'm like, what's really going on? And then I thought she was going to treat me better because there were other hairstylists around, men, women. I was like, okay, well, I have a better chance. She gonna be snatching out all my hair today, baby. It was like they was in it together. That's how I felt. Like it was like no, she was really going in. It was like she had complete control of them and how she was treating on me, baby. She didn't got so much hair out the brush. I said, can I see the hair in the brush, please? And she said, oh no, that wasn't the brush. Uh, excuse me, baby, I've been watching that brush like a hawk. I'm counting my hairs like Jesus Christ. I'm counting them hairs. Baby, when I left there, I had a fro big enough to put on a whole adult's head on the ground. I was like, I haven't lost that much hair when I do my hair. I mean, even if I haven't done my hair for a month, now in that situation, it wasn't like that. I had been doing my hair, but baby, I could show. That's another video. How much hair I lost after about a year. Baby, I ain't seen that much. I'm telling you, that was enough hair for more than a year. Of not no, baby, not, yeah, baby. I was doing mine back then. Like I said, every month I would lose about, you know what I'm saying, this much hair that would fill this little circumference. And I'm like, no, you got a whole afro on the floor. And then, no. I feel like you taking something out on me. My hair was beautiful. It did need a trim. I'm a crybaby when it comes to trims, but I'll get them. It's kind of for me, y'all be too grown. Y'all be too like, as soon as y'all see a certain person, not y'all, but certain people, not you, certain people, they see certain people. I feel like they could take advantage of them. It's like, oh, she look young. Oh yeah, she do her little finger detangle. I'm about to show her. Oh, you don't come up in here with your stuff finger talking about finger detangle. You know, so I'm thinking she gonna be sectioning my hair, do the little wet detangle, you know what I'm saying? A decent dry detangle. Baby, no, she told me to hold my head still because my head was going back this far. Baby, I needed a neck brace to pull back the way she was combing my head. Like, I'm like, man, don't nobody comb like this. My mama never did comb like that when I was a little girl. She wasn't no professional. But she so loved me enough to comb my hair like she was one. Baby, you ain't got to be a professional to know how to love somebody's hair and how to treat somebody good. So anyway, I like Doll's effort. I like that she does the research. She she goes in there, with the research. I think that she can clean it up a little more. Maybe write some notes instead of trying to remember it all. Because sometimes, it doesn't come out right. But I don't think she knows it all either. I think she's still learning. I think that, it's an experience. But one thing is, I do like this about Doll. I like this about Doll. She is kind of, it's like myself. We're both experiencing it as we go. It's also something that you have to be careful with though too, because you're recommending something to people instead of just telling them, this is a journey that I'm going on. This is what I'm doing now. When you're promoting it at the same time, it's a little bit more risky because it's like you might end up retracting that. Now, if they're ready to go on that journey with you like that, then that's fine. So you don't want to like it's gonna look like I don't know about the look on that. So I don't know, just take your time and I hope that everything goes well. I don't agree with the Dharma roll thing that you're doing. I don't agree with it. Why don't you just get like why don't you just literally get somebody to girl, girl. Excuse me. You have a husband, right? No offense. I mean, I don't know if he's busy working or whatever, but why don't you just tell him to massage the sides for you and give you a head? You know what I'm saying? Girl, why don't you just tell him to help you out with that? Because for some reason, I think that other people's energy, good energy, healthy energy, that really can help. You know what I'm saying? Like your own is good, but I think that it from somebody else. Well, see, my keratin is working. Look at my nails. My nails is natural. But I just think that the energy from other people also can be good if they have that positive energy. Get them to rub your scalp every once in a while. And just know that it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Don't mess it up by doing all these outlandish things. Like, I think experimenting is okay, but don't overly rush it. Don't overly rush it. I mean, I seen one of Doll's videos. I've been watching her. Like, I've watched a couple of her videos. I skimmed through whichever title I think is interesting. Or it's like, oh no, there's probably gonna be a problem with this. Let me see, because she be saying she was guru, so I'm watching. Like the onion pill thing, no, I'm not. I'm not feeling the onion pill thing. Like, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So, and I'm gonna make a video about that. And I see, it's just a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things. And people be telling me, like I've been doing this for 13 years. I'm so sorry. Because you said you've been doing this for 13 years. But I think the beautician that I went to, she was saying that she did it for she had been doing hair for 10 years or something. I don't know. It might have been the exact same number, 13 years or something. And I was just like, sometimes that doesn't help. Like, because I'm going to be honest with you. When I go to a beautician, the first thing I really look at is her hair. Because I'm like, if your hair is not healthy, I want to know about your journey and your experience. That if it's not, I'm going to be kind of judging you based on your hair as well. So just know that. Know that I'm going to judge you based on your hair as well. If it's short, okay, you like your hair short, that's fine. But people are going to look at that. Well, I do. So I mean, I'm not. I don't try to be judgmental. It's really just for my own protection. Because if you don't take care of your hair very well, then why are you going to take care of mine very well? Right? I don't know. And like I know people can judge me and be like, oh, well, you don't even wash your hair. You don't do this, you don't do that. Yeah, I've been going through something right now, but I'm not gonna ever let it get it so bad to the point where it's gonna be like totally, you know, totally damaged. Like I said, I don't know everything, but everybody has different experiences. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say. And like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with your personality as far as like you being extremely extroverted sometimes and being who you are. I just think that you need to bring it back center when people are asking about their hair and personal things dealing with their hair. You need to bring it back. Put that professional energy on. I mean, unless you can really just do it without offending people, I don't know. I feel like just caring about people is the most important thing, and letting people know that you care and it being really actually sincere. I feel like you can't really lose. You can't lose. When people feel a sense of sincerity coming from you, like, and it's not just about quick. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know, but for me, you just gotta really love what you're doing. So I hope the best for you. And yeah, I was like kind of not sure if I was gonna do this video because I know that some people just don't like you saying anything about what they're doing. But actually, a big portion of this came from like out of concern because I've had enough in the natural hair community with people like just doing something and saying that everybody should do it and it's the right thing and you need to be doing this and oh I'm doing this and now I'm about to get you on this and like there's no proof yet though. There's no proof. So basically if everybody does something, everybody's going down because they're trying stuff that's not working. Somebody tries something on their edges, everybody start trying it, they're going down. They're going down. Everybody's going down now. Everybody's edges is messed up. And like I said, the people with good with fewer views in the hair thing is so like I mean these people getting like thousands and thousands and thousands of views after 1 or 2 days. Like the little people, they're not getting nothing. And some of them little people or people with little views are important. They're the ones you need to be listening to. And somebody listening to me though. So what's the point of a group listening to me, but nobody else is listening to me? Well, I hope you get the message out. I hope you get the message out for me if you listen, because it's crucial. Anyway, thank you for listening. Whoever's in this room, I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys later. Thank you.